Assalamu alaikum. My name is Syed Mohammad Awais and you're watching Sports Extra on PTV World. Pakistan versus West Indies. The match is going to start on the 17th of this month and it's an anticipated match for Pakistan where Pakistan would be led by Shan Masood and West Indies team. If you talk about the West Indies team, they are morely carried by the youngsters coming up for the West Indies team. Unfortunately, if you talk about the Pakistan test cycle, we do rank down in the test cycle where it just gets ended up for the test championship, but Pakistan would try the level best to finish it up on the higher note. Whereas when you talk about the West Indies team in Islamabad where they played Pakistan Shahins, they did perform really well. The batsmen, if you talk about the opening department and the middle order, that looks solid, but it's going to be a test of nerves for Pakistan. There are news coming up that it would be a spinning track. Pakistan would bang more on the spinners, but let's see what the pace attack of Pakistan, one pacer, would be for Pakistan team. When you talk about the two test match series, it starts on the 17th and everyone has an eye on how Pakistan finishes the test cycle of the test championship. We move on and the second half of the show we will talk about the Australian Open Tennis Championship where Alcaraz beat Yoshito Nishio by 6-1, 6-4 and gained the victory. I have been joined by two fabulous guests in the studio to discuss about the Pakistan test series. I have been joined by K. Asif, who is a cricket commentator, cricket expert. Assalamu alaikum, Asif.
Walaikum assalam, Awais. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you so much. And I have been joined by senior sports journalist Abdul Jabbar. Assalamu alaikum, Jabbar bhai.
Walaikum salam. I am fine. Have a nice day, viewers.
Thank you so much, Jabbar bhai. Asif, straight Pakistan versus West Indies team. I mean, it's going to be a tough series for Pakistan but if you just talk about the cycle, Pakistan has won the last test series in Pakistan. How do you see the preparations going on? And there's news coming up. Again, the heaters are on, so you'll see more spin track wickets.
Well, you're talking about heaters and I'm asking about the fans. So there's a difference between heaters and fans. Anyways, you're talking about that the Pakistan won against England, but you're not talking about that Pakistan been washed out against South Africa. In South Africa, we lost. And after losing, there's a huge change in the team. 7 new players, and some players they're coming back like Imamul Haq and Hurara. Once again, he's in the timeline. Kashif Ali, all the way from Kashmir, he's in the headlines. But considering the opposition, the West Indies side, when there is no Shamar Joseph and Azari Joseph, if you see their team, couple of new players like Imran Jangu, I'm quite sure the way he's playing and he has started his ODI career against Bangladesh, he'll get a chance in this test series against Pakistan. So I think that it looks a very young side. This apart from the skipper Craig Brathwaite and De Silva, their vice captain. Rest of the players, they aren't well experienced. Rest of the team is new. So I think that Pakistan should try some new phases. Like I would like to request to the management, to Aqib Javed, the head coach, please give rest to Mohammad Rizwan and bring and give chance to Rohail Nazir. It's the best time to give chances and opportunities to the youngsters like Hurera and Rohail Nazir. Pakistan have a very, very good and strong batting lineup where we could see Babar Azam, and thank you very much management that you have dropped Abdullah Shafiq after so many dismal performances in the past, and after a long time they've taken this decision. Rest, you're talking about the surface definitely without any doubt. You're talking about the news and I'm giving you that my idea that Pakistan will definitely go with 2 spinners, and then of course we have a luxury of Salman Ali Agha as well. So looks like that it will be a very good and helping track for the spinners. But considering the batting of West Indies, I think that you cannot take a chance and you'll go with a green track. It's not a good history in Pakistan. Pakistan always struggles over green pitches. So this time, I think similar tracks like we have made against England, we got a victory against England, and I think looks like good series against West Indies, and Pakistan will try to finish this circle of 2023 to 2025 on a very good note.
Abdul Jabbar sir, if I talk about the Pakistan opening department, because there won't be, there's a change in the opening department. Unfortunately, Saim Ayub isn't the part of the Pakistan team. There are eyes on Imamul Haq, whether he would be the opening department or whether Hurera would give a chance. But I would second K. Asif. I mean, even I want the guys who have been selected from the domestic structure in the Pakistan team right now, talk about Rohail Nazir, talk about even Hurera, they deserve a chance because it's the home conditions and it's the best choice where you can give a chance to your guns in.
This is very clear. Pakistan team previously lost their series against South Africa, and we were lacking in the batting. And at this stage, Pakistan need at least 2 good batters. One is number 2 opener and one at number 3. and there may be a good space Imamul Haq and Herrera. Imamul Haq played 24 test matches and scored 300s, and he played I think 41 day and scored 1000. He did well with the bat previously, but he was not in the team. No, he can be given a chance. Herrera performed very well against 3-day match against West Indies. He played brilliant in the both innings and was top scorer. And other thing that it is very clear, Pakistan will go with the spinners, track will be for the spin bowlers, and we have spinner Numan Ali and Sajid Khan. Other thing, we pacers, two pacers, maybe Khurram Shahzad and Muhammad Ali included in the team. Muhammad Ali was highest wicket taker in the previous champions one-day tournament in Pinde, and Shahzad did well in the South Africa. I think that will be capable to do well. But one thing is very important. Mostly people are saying Sajid Khan and Numan Ali are at decline, but we need these guys at the moment. We don't have replace of these guys. We don't have good bowlers who could make a place in the team. Just Herrera did well, he definitely must be in the team. And secondly, Kayasa was talking about Rohail Nazir. He is very young player. I saw him to play cricket in Islamabad, no doubt. But in the batting order, Mohammad Rizwan did well in the South Africa. Maybe he may be asked for the rest and give chance to the young guys. But we are concentrating on only spinners, and we will try to trap them. On the other hand, West Indies team have only 3 experienced players. One is Brathwaite captain, who played 96 matches, Cam Roach pacer, he played 86 matches, and wicketkeeper De Silva played 33 matches. The rest of young, and they brought the spinners because they were well aware about the Pakistan conditions. I think they will be good contest in Multan.
I've been joined by sports anchor Ahmed Nawaz on Skype. Assalamu alaikum, Ahmed.
Walaikum assalam.
Thank you, Ahmed, for joining us. Ahmed, Pakistan versus West Indies. How do you see the Pakistan preparations going on? As we were talking even in the studios, that the young guns who have been selected for the Pakistan team, they performed really well for Pakistan Shahins, even the domestic structure. How do you see the Pakistan team, and how do you see the pace battery? Because unfortunately, there's no tearaway quick anymore in the Pakistan circuit.
Well, certainly, I think it's an important series. Test cricket is always important. But I'd still like to say that I'm very, very disappointed the way we approached our World Test Championship this season. Losing to Bangladesh was probably the final nail in our coffin, and we couldn't just recover from that. And it was a very embarrassing loss. I think after that, Pakistan playing in South Africa probably had the best ever chance to win a Test match in the first one. They couldn't capitalize on that. And now it brings us to a very important moment where West Indies is coming to Pakistan, and that too on the brink of the Champions Trophy. So, just a month of time between the first Test match and the Champions Trophy. So I'm a bit skeptical about the scheduling, of course. I think PCB, from next season onwards can handle it better. But we understand this is a packed season of cricket for Pakistan. Nonetheless, I think it becomes a very important series for certain names who should be given a chance. If you are planning to, put Rohail Nazir in there, then give him a chance. I think Rizwan can opt to take this one out. Babar Azam can probably opt that maybe he doesn't want to play. A lot of these things can happen. Although I understand that if you lose this series, you're going to end up last on the points table. And if that doesn't happen, I think then, you can probably end up being, second last. So I don't know how things would definitely work there.
Yasif, you were just listening to Ahmed. I mean, he's rightly pondered, but even I want the young faces specifically to be the part of the Pakistan team, because it's unfortunate when you go through the cycle, Pakistan has an upper hand against West Indies, but throughout the cycle of Test Championship, the biggest unfortunate for us was that playing less Test matches. The Test series after this is going to be after 14 months, and this is the best possible chance to give the guys who have been performing well in the domestic structure.
Well, I think the biggest problem was choosing your skipper. The skipper was the big problem for Pakistan. He didn't perform well with the bat. He was so bad in his making decisions, making good decisions, brave decisions in an unperfect time. So I think that that was the big problem for Pakistan cricket. Considering Pakistan's performances against Bangladesh, because we have watched Pakistan lost against Bangladesh at Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium, that was a crucial time for Pakistan to take a step and name a new captain there. But we stick once again with the Shan Masood. We won with the help of fans and heaters. We won against England. Our spinners, they performed so well against the English side. But after that, we lost against South Africa in South Africa. If you see the series of bad decisions from the skipper, a series of poor decisions from Shan Masood, that was the big problem. And again, we're going with the Shan Masood. Yes, of course, we do understand that if we're finishing this cycle on a number 8, I think does not make any difference. Number 7, number 8, I don't think so. The way Ahmed is saying that you should give chance to Ruhail Nazir, tell Mohammad Rizwan that take rest, though it's an important series for Pakistan. But if you see Ruhail Nazir's performance in domestic cricket, okay, he played more than 30 first-class games, and he has represented Pakistan in T20 internationals. He played List A cricket as well. So I think it's a best time, as I said earlier, that bringing Herrera in the side and giving chance to Ruhail Nazir as well, because we do not have fast bowlers like Abbas, and we've given rest to Naseem Shah and Mir Hamza. There we're talking about the load management. But when we talk about the players like Mohammad Rizwan and Babar Azam, we don't talk about that the load management required for them as well. So take some bold decisions, think out of the box, and come out from any sort of fear that we'll lose. What happened if we lose? You'll finish at number 8? Doesn't matter. Number 7, number 8, for me, it does not matter.
It's rightly pointed, but about the fast bowlers, Abbas, I was really shocked to see him getting a break over here. We'll just stick around to PTV World. We'll take a short break and we'll be back soon. Welcome back. You're watching Sports Extra on PTV World. Abdul Jabbar Sahab, just moving on to the West Indies squad. I mean, if you just look at the squad, like you mentioned on, you just have 3 players who are actually more experienced. But when you carry on to the middle order, it looks a young side for the West Indies side. But the way they played in the side match in Islamabad, they looked really good.
Alex scored 199, and Pendy is a left-hander, very good batter. And just earlier I said, they have look all the things, all the aspects. They have spinners like J.D. Sales, Jomal Varikan, Kode Kashmoti. ये जो उन्होंने स्पिनर रखे हैं, sorry, these are spinners because they know about the situation. The Pindi, because Pakistan defeated in Multan and Rawalpindi to England on their spinner's power, and they brought their spinner. Although they are new one, but they formulate their team according to situation and experience. Captain was also good. He played. He is also a good bowling record. He has figure 6 for 56 once. But you can't underestimate. You can't judge the other team low or poor. But Pakistan team also lost the series because in South Africa, there will be pressure on Pakistan too. We will manage all the things. We have set our mind right now. We will go with the spinners. We will make a spinner track. All the things are clear. Other are also reading the habits of Multan wicket and previous record too. But I think it will be good test match, and it will be edge Pakistan because Pakistan have experienced spinner as compared to West Indies.
Ahmedabad-
Awais bhai, can
Yeah,
I add
please,
a
please.
point? Jabbar bhai raised a very good point that, when we talk about the spinners, see the Noman and Sajid, I've said in the show as well that they're vintage spinners. They have plenty of experience. The way they bowled against a very top-notch side like against England, they put really good pressure on them, and that's why that we have dropped Sajid Khan against South Africa. We brought Abbas into the side, and now once again we brought Sajid Khan into the side,
Asif,
and we dropped.
that's the thing. Sorry for interrupting. That's the thing I want to ask Ahmed Nawaz. Ahmed Nawaz, if I talk about the spin bowling department, because Pakistan has got a love story. When you talk about the middle order batsmen of Pakistan playing against the spin, it has been really a challenging position, especially when you have a left arm spinner in the squad. That's the most difficult position of Pakistan to face on.
Well, absolutely. I think you're right, but I'd just like to comment on that. There was no pressure in South Africa. You had the last wicket that you had to take, and there were about 45 plus runs on the board. All you had to do was to bring up players, put in a spinner, and make Rabada and Johnson make a mistake. And even if you couldn't do that, if you had fast bowlers, you could have taken at least two cover points and tried to got them out, but you didn't do it. So you failed at captaincy. What bothers me the most is, in this series, if Pakistan does well and they, win by an innings and it's a spin track, everything is going to be hunky dory all over again, and we're going to be praising the team. But that's not our focus of Test cricket. And you're absolutely right. Traditionally, we had great players of spin, including Inzamam ul Haq, including Mohammad Yusuf, Yunus Khan, tremendous players of spin. But unfortunately, in the past 5 to 6 years, the domestic pitches have been a big letdown. And because of that, because you've had absolute green tracks, what you've done is that medium pacers have, managed to take majority of the wickets. You've had no spinners. There have been no quality spinners either in the Kaiser Trophy, either in the National One Day Cup, in the National T20 Cup, in List A cricket, anywhere, and even in the PSL. I give you a very simple stat that it was very common that before the World Cup, everybody started saying that Azam Khan is a great player of spin and we're going to take him to the World Cup. The question was, who was the greatest spinner in the PSL? You had no one. There was no great spinner in the PSL. So how could you use data to justify Azam's selection in the team? So I think that's the kind of mistake we made. And right now, what we're seeing is a traditional struggle once again against left arm spin. We're talking about left arm spin arrest. I think we have to now also admit that we're struggling against good right arm off spinners as well. It's no longer traditional left arm spin or leg spin bowling. So Pakistan's struggle against the spin is primarily because on the domestic circuit, you've got no quality spinner or the kind of pitches that are being produced where these guys can be tried and tested. Babar Azam's got a big flaw against spin. We've seen Abdullah Shafiq struggling with his position, especially against the fast bowlers. Shan Masood also critical. Mohammad Rizwan's feet movement has already been discussed a lot. The only player that you see is South Shakil. But whenever the ball tends to go above 140, South Shakil starts struggling. So I think all in all, the collective approach to Test cricket. Look, I'll once again say that this series is going to be done and dusted in 2 weeks. It's now Pakistan's turn to think about their strategy and policy. And the coach has already mentioned that maybe we'll have a separate team for Test cricket. That you decide once and for all how much focus you're going to give to Test cricket, and that eventually is going to be a trickle down effect of what you do with the Kaiserism Trophy, what kind of pitches you make, what kind of incentives you're giving, what kind of daily allowances you're giving to your first class players, and what kind of financial criteria will you set for Test players only, because you'll only have 7 to 10 Test matches, nothing more than that. This was the prime season when Pakistan had the majority of the Test matches, that too at home. You could have won the Test championship, but you didn't. So I think all in all, the PCB, where it's doing a fantastic job with other things, now needs to take a very, very harsh stance about Test cricket. And we need to stop having a romance of bowlers that are bowling 130 plus. Modern day cricket is nothing less than 140. And I think that's where Pakistan has been struggling a lot.
Thank you so much, Ahmed Nawaz. The sports anchor was with us in Sports Extra. Kias, if we talk about that, what Ahmed actually wanted to say about the spin department, the biggest issue, what I feel, is that at the international standard, you say that remove the grass, make it a spinning track, let's see what the other team does, how they perform against us. But when you talk about producing spinners and you go to the domestic structure, which was played recently, you had green top wickets where your medium paces were actually dominating. So then there's a news coming up from the Pakistan dugout that unfortunately we don't have spinners. How would you get spinners if you don't actually invest on the wickets what you are making over here?
Ahmed, the question is that from last 5-6 years, if you see the domestic structure, it's been not persistent, and we have been changing. We have been watching these kind of changes. You know that the pitches. If I talk about the last year's pitches, I'm talking about 2023-2024 season. 7 drawn at at Gaddafi Stadium in the Qaid Trophy out of 8 games. What does it mean? That you have very good pitches for the batters. And now in this season, in 2024-2025, we have watched that the games ended even in 2 days as well. So 2 extremes, either we're helping for the batters or for the fast bowlers. But we're not getting good fast bowlers, we're not getting good spinners. Why? Because we are just given importance to the Pakistan Super League, the game of 20 overs, the sensation nowadays that everybody watches PSL, everybody talks about PSL, and we talk about the performers of the PSL. We don't talk about the performers of the Qaid Trophy. That's the problem. Ahmed was giving an example of Azam Khan. Why Azam Khan was so renowned? Because he done something extraordinary in Pakistan Super League. He went against the spinners, he went against the fast bowlers, he played good knocks in Rawalpindi, in Karachi, in Lahore. So that's why the people they have started talking about that he's good against the spinners. And that was the question, that who was the top-notch spinner in Pakistan Super League. So we don't have an answer apart from Rashid Khan. So when you don't give respect to the 4-day cricket, see, if you want, why I'm so, I'm curious about the batting techniques, why I talk about always that the batters, they should be come up with the proper technique, either they're playing T10, T20, ODI or 4-day or 5-day cricket, because if you're not good with your basics, you cannot perform on the international level. That's the problem. People, they do talk about the 360 angle like Glenn Maxwell, AB de Villiers, but see their experience, see their record, see their 1-day record and the test record. They were superb, they were top-notch with their batting, and after that they've started and they've improvised. You cannot improvise from the game 1 and from game 2. We had some good hitters like Asif Ali, Khushdil Shah. What happened? Where they gone? And what about those cricket analysts who was praising them? So that's the problem, dear. Talk about 4-day cricket, talk about your basics. If they're not good, you cannot perform in international cricket.
Abdul Jabbar, that's an issue. Even I want to talk about the domestic cricket, the 4-day cricket going on. But if you talk about the international level, that's the thing I'm saying on the Pakistan Cricket Board, the team sitting up over there who actually fixtures the international cricket calendar. After this, you're going to be playing test series after 14 months. So that time span in between has a lot of T20 1-day cricket going on. That's unfortunate, sorry to say. The youngster who's playing Qaid Trophy, who's playing domestic structure, is stick with the domestic structure. But one thing, if you talk to him, he says that how is it possible for me to go and play T20, because he knows that it's a cycle going on. You're going to play the second test match after 14 months. So that's a long period of time. That needs to be calculated. Pakistan needs to play 5-day test match series. It's a long way. You haven't played that.
Avas, actually we have to search our talent from domestic cricket, not from PSL or domestic T20. We should make sporting wickets. That must be something for the bowlers and also for the batters. And secondly, I will give an example. Yasir Shah, when he expired, he is not playing more. Nobody try to search out, dig out like this bowler. Unfortunately, PCB should rethink their policies. And secondly, the PCB should bound the top players to play domestic cricket. Their standard will be high. The young will play, or just test players, and others they will learn, and they will search out a good bowler and batter. But wicket must be sporting, not only for the bowler, not only for the batters. This is the main problem. You know, Ramiz Raja was chairman. He was saying we will face Sam like pitches for next 10 years because they hired a creator from Australia, but result is still 0. Policy should be made by Pakistan Cricket Board after consulting with the stakeholders. We should correct our domestic cricket, then we will move ahead at the international level.
Thank you so much, both of you. But it's important to say that Pakistan versus West Indies series, I mean, it will be a really important task for Pakistan, how Pakistan performs in that. We take a short break and we come back and discuss the Australian Open Tennis Championship, Alcaraz's performance. Welcome back. You're watching Sports Extra, and I've been joined by fabulous guest in the studio, Ali Mehdi. Assalamu alaikum, Ali.
Walaikum salam. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much, Ali. If you talk about the Australian Open Tennis Championship, how do you see the performances of Alcaraz, Djokovic, and Osaka? It has been a fabulous tournament, and the 1 hour, the way Alcaraz played in this match, it was fabulous to watch on.
Look, Carlos Alcaraz has been on fire. He's been like the best product other than Sinner from the new generation to come out. You know, he's done extremely well. You know, the important thing, Oves, this time is that Alcaraz is going for the career Grand Slam. He's already won Wimbledon twice. He's already won the US Open in 2022. And then in 2024, he won the French Open. So he's going for the career Grand Slam. This Australian Open means a lot to him. He hasn't progressed beyond the quarterfinals in this Australian Open. So he really, you know, he has a motive. He wants to win this tournament. And this time being the third seed over here, he actually really is trying his very best to perform extremely well. He did very well. He won in straight sets. He didn't break. His service has been extremely good. He wrapped up the match in actually straight sets too, barely losing, breaking a sweat. So I think he's been doing very well. He's very proud of himself too. And the most important thing is that he needs to keep this momentum. Now the important thing over here is the West, that he's in the one side of the half where you have him, you have 10-time champion, the GOAT, Novak Djokovic, and then also you have Alexander Zverev. So that's a very packed side over there. Whereas on the other side, you have this Jannik Sinner, the world #1, who probably will ease through the draw. So I actually feel that Carlos Alcaraz, he really needs to up his game. And until now, he's been absolutely brilliant.
But if you talk about Alcaraz, I mean, he just loves left-handers. I mean, in the majors, he has been unbeatable against the left-handers.
Yeah, he's been brilliant against left-handers. You know, he has had a good experience. He's beaten, obviously, the great Rafael Nadal in the past. And he has good experience, too, because he's actually practiced. Where did he actually practice? He came through the Rafael Nadal Academy, OS. And over there, he got to play against the great Rafael Nadal. He played against other left-handed. He's been so good. You know, he is very humble at the end of the day. And he works on many facets of the game. Look, he's an all-court player. He's won Wimbledon twice. He's very comfortable on grass. He won French Open. He's been very good on that. He made the Olympic finals too. And then on hard court, he's already won the US Open, and now he wants to win on this surface, the Australian Open. So, you know, it comes as no surprise. He's got extreme power. His baseline game is very good. He was very good at the net too. But the most important thing was that he served very well. And if those three things, if he has those three boxes ticked, then you could say that he is a favorite to win the Australian Open.
It is, because, I mean, if you just go through his stats, I mean, I was just going on 1 hour, 14 ace, I mean, on a trot. I mean, it's not an easy job.
It's not an easy job at all. And look, OS, anything below 2 hours means that you've actually completely destroyed your opponent too. So to win between 1 hour to 2 hours means that you've done the job in a flash. And that shows he's showing real maturity over here. He's showing real form. And, you know, his opponents really better watch out, especially in the third round.
So as we move on to the Women's Championship, where Osaka has been dominating.
Osaka, yes, Osaka actually really had to work very hard in the first match too. I believe she won against Caroline Garcia, and now again she won over here in 3 sets too. Look, this Osaka is a 2-time champion. She's won here in the past too. She won over here in 2019, if I'm not mistaken, and in 2021. So she has 4 Grand Slams, and all those 4 Grand Slams, 2 US Opens, 2 Australian, she feels most comfortable on hard courts. And on Australian, this is like her second home too. Obviously, in the middle, she took some time off. She delivered a baby, and then after that, she's actually working her way back. But she's finding that form. She's serving very well. She's hitting the ball very cleanly. And I think that with Naomi Osaka, if she finds that old form, then she, along with Ariana Sabalenka, the 2-time champion, defending champion, you know, they are real favorites to win from the women's side.
Thank you so much, Ali Mehdi. You are present with the Pakistan, with the PTV Sports Extra team, and let's see what goes on in the Australian Open Championship. That's all from today's show. Goodbye for tomorrow.